right of a human being. And a lot of people say it's all about black lives, but I think every life in this world matters. Because when it's said and done, we are all human beings. You know, they protesting all the way over in Hong Kong, in China, London, Africa, even in South America, North America, all the way down to Australia. So this movement is stronger than what people think it is. It started with one life, but it reflects on all lives. They just gave an indictment for Eric Gordon and wouldn't even indict him. This was clearly on video. Something that I just imagine to myself that, you know, somewhere we can get justice. But I guess we still fighting. So I guess I'll be out here every day with y'all, looking at y'all, each other, whispering something nice in y'all ear for a change. You know, because from what I'm looking at, it's blacks, it's whites, it's Chinese people out here. I don't know if you're Chinese, but we all out here, you know, anonymous.
Yeah.
So,
and we're here today because we're tired of it happening. This continues to happen. This continues to invade our community over and over again. And so tonight we are standing. We won't be quiet. We're not going home. We done been home long enough. We done put the covers over and said it will eventually go away. And as we've seen that it's continue, and continue. Just touch somebody and say, we ain't gonna be silent. See, I'm from Mississippi, said we ain't gonna be silent.
We ain't gonna be silent.
And so, I'm telling you all, when they say move back, we say
fight back.
We're going to continue to fight. Well, listen, we have a special guest with us. I had the chance to meet him back in the back, and he's just an amazing guy. Everybody have heard of Flavor Flav with the big clock. Now, you babies, y'all may not know that. You know, y'all was in the 90s, maybe. Y'all don't know about that. Only the folk in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. You know. Yeah, I'm a little old. Pray for me. I don't look that old. Black don't crack. So, listen, we have somebody came all the way from New York City, from Las Vegas, from the West Coast. And he's coming to support us. He's coming to talk to us. He's going to even march with us tonight, y'all. Y'all so let's stand up and let's give him a Ferguson welcome. Flavor Flav!
Flavor Flav!
Yo, peace to my people of Ferguson. Giving honor to God. I thank him right now for delivering me here safely. I came all the way out here from Las Vegas. All the way out here from Las Vegas just to deliver a message mainly to the people here in Ferguson, but not just to the people of Ferguson. This message is for everybody all across America right now that's protesting. And first of all, I want to start off by giving my deepest condolences to the Brown family for losing Michael Brown. And I want to give my condolences to all of the people that knew Michael Brown, that grew up with him, went to school with him, that knew him. My thing is this, as I've been in Vegas, and I've been glued in front of that TV, and the things that I've been seeing, and the things that I've been hearing, broken my heart, but not only my heart, but also a lot of hearts in America. You know, my thing is this. We want justice. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I know that there's only two things right now that the Brown family wants. For Michael Brown, they want Mike Brown to rest in peace. And also Miss Brown wants justice for her son. Well, I know one thing. We know Mike Brown is resting, but there's no way that he can be at peace. Not right now. Mainly after his verdict. You know, my thing is this. If we want justice for Mike Brown, if we want justice for Trayvon Martin, if we want justice for my man Amadou Diallo, if we want justice for my man Mike Bell, if we want justice for that little kid that was 12 years old playing with his pellet gun and got cold murdered by a policeman, in order for us to get the justice, we need to be on the street to get it. All of our voices need to be heard together.
Yes, sir.
When it comes down to police power, between us and them, they got the power. They can dictate what goes on with our lives, but we can't dictate what goes on with theirs. And at the end of the day, even if we're right and they're wrong, at the end of the day, it's going to go their way anyway. I mean, right now, the proof is in the pudding. You know, it's a shame how Mike Brown can get gunned down by a white police officer in cold blood, man, cold-blooded murder. And yet, this police officer gets to walk free. It's a shame how Trayvon Martin got murdered in cold blood, but yet his killer walks free. Look what happened yesterday with the brother in New York City on Staten Island, Eric Garner, that got choked by a white policeman who kept hollering, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe." And then the officer, I'm gonna tell you what it looked like to me from watching TV. And whoever was videotaping this, they couldn't really, I guess, get the whole thing. But this is what it looked like to me. After my man was crying about, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," the cop took his hands from around this man's neck, pushed his head down on the ground, but while his head is down on the ground, he had his knee in his neck. When they put that man on the stretcher, his body was limp. He was already gone, if you ask me. And right now, that man is walking free. No indictment on him. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show that we don't have the power over them. They got the power over us. You see how right now that the judicial system and the police departments and stuff is sticking together? How they hiding the man that shot and killed Michael Brown? I mean, they're really hiding him. They're really protecting him. for a long time here in the streets of America, that man, he can't walk around. He cannot walk around. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. To everything that we do, at the end of the day, there's an outcome. There's a result. And if we can't take away the result, then we should not put ourselves into that situation. My thing is this: it's okay to protest, because in order to get justice, we gotta protest to get it. But there's a way to protest and get the justice. All of our voices need to be heard on the street. The more of us that get locked up takes away from the situation of what we're trying to do here on the streets to get the justice. So we can't be getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? When we get locked up, we only create more problems on ourselves. We're taking ourselves away from our families. And not only that, but when we burn down a building, or when we burn down a building, it's a crime. When we break into a store and take the goods inside the store, it's a crime. We can't get justice that way. Justice ain't going to be served that way. It's only going to create more problems. The only way that we're going to be able to get justice is to all stick together and let all of our voices be heard together. Our voices cannot be heard behind bars. The only way that your voice can be heard behind bars is behind bars, and only people that can hear you are the ones behind bars with you. But that's not going to bring the justice that we want out here on the streets. So my message is to the people of Ferguson and to all of the people across America that's protesting and that's marching. Let's not fight against the police, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to go their way anyway. Why fight against something that you know you can't beat? Why fight against something that you know you're going to lose to? We don't have the power that they got. So my thing is this: let's all stick together in harmony. When it comes down to peace, there's one thing that my partner Chuck D said that I'm going to live for and I'm going to die by. When it comes down to peace, right now I'd rather live in it than rest in it. Being destructive is not going to give us what we want. Being constructive will give us what we want. So I came all the way out here from Vegas just to say this to y'all. And not only to y'all, but to everybody else throughout America, because it's real messed up right now that this judicial system ain't treating us fair. They're not treating us fair at all. I know that they want to do further investigations within these jury decisions. And they can do all the investigating all they want, but I know one thing: it's not going to bring back the ones that died, and it's not going to get the ones that did the killing locked up. So they can do all the investigating all they want. You know what I'm saying? A body camera. What is a body camera going to do? To me, it ain't going to do nothing. And the reason why is because on camera, they showed how Eric Garner got choked out. His hands was up. And when they got that man down on the ground, the palm of his hand was out like this. It's like, yo, I had enough, I can't breathe. That was a camera right there. National TV, the whole world on seen it. But yet, his killer walks free. So, body cameras don't mean nothing to me right now. It's not going to make a difference to me right now. The only thing that's going to make a difference is for the person that shot Mike Brown to be locked up and behind bars. The person that shot Trayvon Martin to be locked up behind bars. You know what I'm saying? The person that choked out Eric Garner to be locked up behind bars. The people that shot Michael Bell 50 times and he didn't even have a gun. They need to be locked up too. The officer that shot that 12-year-old little boy, instead of investigating to see if that was a real weapon or not, he didn't even take his time to investigate the situation. All he was just trigger happy. But you got a lot of trigger happy officers. A lot of trigger happy policemen out here. How dare they say that it's not a racial thing, it's not about racism. Yes, it is about racism. All the ones that died is black. All the ones that did the killing is white. I haven't heard of one black officer shooting an unarmed white person. I haven't heard of not one. And I'm going to tell you something. We're not dealing with years of racism. We're not dealing with decades of racism. We're dealing with centuries of racism. This has been going on for centuries. Let me tell you something. In every single police department all across America, you got white cops and you got black cops in each police station. Each police station, they got racial tension going on in there. Even in the correctional facilities, you got black COs, you got white COs. There's a lot of racial tension going on between the white COs and the black COs. But they do come together when it comes time for them to come out to fight us, to detain us. They all stick together. That's why they're so powerful, because they stick together. And then after they do their job and they finish with us, they go right back in their locker rooms, right behind the walls of their police stations, and start hating each other again. So yeah, it is about racism. It's a racist thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I've always been against. I've always been against racism. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know, there's a lot of people in this world that don't stand for a lot of the things that I stand for. And a lot of the things that I stand for is God's laws. You know what I'm saying? Because God put us all on this planet Earth to share it equally, to live in peace and harmony. And that's one thing that we're not doing. That's one thing we haven't been doing. And that's one thing that we need to start doing. So yes, I want justice. I want justice for Mike Brown. I want justice for all of these brothers right now that's getting shot by these policemen. You know what I'm saying? And these policemen walking free. I want justice. That's why I'm here in Ferguson tonight. I didn't come out here to be a celeb. I ain't come out here to try to be a hero or try to save the day. I came out here to let y'all know that my heart is just as broken as yours. I I came out here so I can help fight in this struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I came here to Ferguson. I know I could have went to New York and delivered this message too. But you know what? When it comes down to all of this that's going on right now, yo, Ferguson is the ground zero. This is the ground zero. So, to all my brothers and my sisters, let's try to build all these businesses that was destroyed. Let's try to build them back up. You know, there's been a lot of businesses in this town that's been serving the community too for years, you know what I'm saying? Where people can go get Pampers and milk for the kids and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Places where y'all can go get groceries and don't have to go too far. You know what I'm saying? But when we destroy it, then we gotta go like 2 and 3 towns over to get what we need. And there's a lot of people that don't have cars and bus money. You know what I'm saying? To travel 2 and 3 towns over to get Pampers for their kids and for milk for the babies, you know what I'm saying? You know, groceries and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? What we gotta do is conserve. We gotta think about what we're doing before we do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. When Mike Brown's stepdad cried out, yeah, let's burn this bitch down. Let's burn this bitch down. Let me tell you something. That wasn't a cry of destruction. That was a cry of hurt. That was hurt right there, you know what I'm saying? That was humiliation. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand why he felt that way. And not only him felt that way. And I'm gonna tell you something. Whether he said burn this bitch down or not, it was still gonna end up burning anyway, whether he said it or not. You know what I'm saying? So they don't need to be doing no investigation on him. Why pick on him? You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. Pick on the ones that got us out here acting like this. It's the judicial system that's got us acting like this. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the judicial system got us going crazy right now. So we need to stop for a minute. Let's just stop for a minute. Let's think about what we're doing. Let's think about what we want, and let's think about how we're going to get it. The only way to get it is to do things right. If we do it right, it'll come out right. If we do it wrong, it's going to come out wrong, and we'll never get what we need. We'll never get what we're fighting for. We'll just be defeating our purpose. You know what I'm saying? All of these marches and protests will be for nothing. If we don't stick together, we gotta all stick together just like they're doing. We gotta do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? My message to the Ferguson Police Department. I mean, how dare you? How dare you expect for your football team, the St. Louis Rams, to apologize for what? Just because they're not glorifying what you're doing to us? Or because they're not sticking with all of your wrongs? Hey, these brothers have a right to feel the way that they do. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, and they're out here winning games for your city. You know what I'm saying? In the whole line. Hey, right is right, and wrong is wrong. And whatever's wrong, you can't prove it to be right. Whatever is right, you cannot prove it to be wrong. So I'm glad they didn't apologize, because they didn't have nothing to apologize for. If anybody is owed an apology, it's us. We're the ones that's owed the apology. So my thing, Ferguson and everybody else across America, hey, let's do this thing right, man. Let's get what we want the right way. If we want it, we all gotta stick together and get it together. So in closing, I just want to say to everybody in here, thank y'all for even giving me this opportunity to even speak to y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me. I just want to say good luck with all your lives. Good luck with all your futures. Good luck with all your goals. Good luck with all your families. God is first. We're second. Everything else is third. God bless. Thank y'all.